Have you ever noticed how your eyesight just seems to fade with time, even when you are eating right, exercising, and following your doctor's advice? Most people assume vision loss is simply a part of getting older, but that is not entirely true. Cataracts, which cause the lens of the eye to become cloudy, are one of the most common reasons seniors lose clarity of vision. But here is what most people never hear. Your eyes do not just age in isolation. They age because your metabolism, your hormones, and your cellular defenses age with them. Here is what is really going on inside your body. The lens of your eye is like a living window. It is made mostly of proteins arranged in precise patterns that allow light to pass through clearly. Over time, that lens becomes vulnerable to oxidative stress, a buildup of free radicals that attack the proteins, making them stiff and cloudy. The same metabolic stress that affects your liver, heart, or skin also affects your eyes. High blood sugar, chronic inflammation, poor liver detoxification, and low antioxidant intake all accelerate this clouding process. Now here's the fascinating part. Research is showing that what you eat can either fuel or protect your lens. Nutrients like vitamin E, omega-3 fats, and plant antioxidants work as the body's natural lens defenders. And some of the richest sources of these nutrients are found in the simplest foods: nuts. Not only are they nutrient-dense, they deliver the right kind of fats that strengthen cell membranes, support hormone balance, and reduce the oxidative load that drives cataract formation. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your eye lens as a glass window. Over the years, pollutants in the air, in this case oxidative stress, begin to fog the surface. If you never clean or protect that glass, it gradually becomes opaque. But if you apply the right protective coating, nutrients and antioxidants, you prevent the damage and maintain clarity. The 4 nuts we will discuss today act as that protective coating for your eyes, working quietly every day to keep your vision sharp. What the research shows is remarkable. Several large-scale studies, including those published in journals like Nutrients and Ophthalmology, have found that higher dietary intake of vitamin E, lutein, and omega-3s, all found abundantly in nuts, is associated with lower risk of cataract development and age-related macular degeneration. And this effect seems even more significant in older adults, especially when these nutrients are consumed regularly rather than occasionally. So, if you are in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your daily diet could be either protecting your eyes or accelerating the fogging of your vision. The goal of this video is simple: to help you understand the science, the physiology, and the simple habits that keep your eyes resilient and youthful. We will explore 4 specific nuts backed by science, how they work inside your body, which pathways they support, and how to make them part of your daily longevity plan. Here is what is really going on inside your body. Every time light enters your eyes, it triggers a burst of metabolic activity in the retina and lens. That process uses oxygen to convert light into signals your brain can interpret as vision. But oxygen, while essential, comes with a cost. A small portion of it transforms into free radicals, unstable molecules that damage proteins, lipids, and DNA. Over decades, this oxidative stress builds up, and the lens, which has no direct blood supply, struggles to repair itself. Think of the lens as a clear crystal. When it is young, it refracts light perfectly. But each flash of oxidative stress is like a fine scratch on that crystal. 1 or 2 scratches are harmless. Thousands over time start scattering the light and turning clarity into blur. That is what eventually becomes a cataract. Now, what makes oxidative stress worse? Factors like elevated blood sugar, chronic inflammation, poor sleep, and low antioxidant intake accelerate the process. In seniors, lower levels of glutathione, the body's master antioxidant, reduce the lens's ability to neutralize these free radicals. Combine that with years of ultraviolet exposure and metabolic wear, and you have the perfect environment for lens damage. This is where nuts come in, particularly almonds. Almonds are not only rich in vitamin E, but also deliver key phytochemicals that act as shields against oxidative damage. Vitamin E works by sitting within the cell membrane, neutralizing lipid radicals before they can oxidize lens proteins. Studies published in Nutrients 2024 show that higher intake of vitamin E from natural food sources like almonds significantly lowers the risk of both cataract development and age-related macular degeneration. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your lens as a sheet of clear ice on a pond. Oxidative stress is the sunlight that melts and pits the surface. Vitamin E acts like a reflective coating. It deflects the light's harshness and preserves the ice's smoothness. When you eat almonds regularly, you build up this protective layer over time. What the research shows is that seniors who consume 1 to 2 handfuls of almonds per day, about 20 to 25 nuts, maintain higher plasma levels of vitamin E and reduced markers of oxidative stress. The results are cumulative, meaning the more consistently you include them, the more protection you build. This also supports your skin, brain, and heart, because oxidative stress is a systemic process, not limited to the eyes. From a metabolic standpoint, almonds also help balance insulin levels. They provide slow-release energy, reduce post-meal glucose spikes, and support liver detoxification pathways through magnesium and arginine. When insulin and liver function are stable, oxidative load drops across the body, including in the lens. If this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I share new science-based insights daily to help you protect your body naturally. In the next section, we will look at the second key player in eye protection, the role of healthy fats from another nut that feeds your retina and lens at the cellular level, helping prevent both cataracts and macular decline. Let us now look at another silent protector of your eyes, the walnut. On the surface, it is just a crunchy snack. But here is what is really going on inside your body when you eat it. The membranes of every cell in your body, including those in your retina and lens, are built from fat. The quality of that fat determines how flexible, oxygen efficient, and resilient those cells remain as you age. When your diet lacks healthy fats, the membranes become stiff. Less oxygen can move in, and cells are more vulnerable to oxidative and metabolic stress. Walnuts provide a concentrated source of omega-3 fatty acids, alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, and polyphenols, compounds that feed the lipid layers of your eye's cells, strengthening their structure and improving nutrient exchange. These healthy fats help reduce inflammation throughout the body, including microinflammation that occurs within delicate lens tissue. That microinflammation is one of the earliest triggers for cataract formation. Think of your eye lens like the clear glass of a greenhouse. Light pours in all day long. The healthier the glass panels, the membranes, the better your plants grow. Omega-3 fats from walnuts act like an oil that keeps those panels flexible and clear, preventing microscopic cracks that scatter light. Without this oil, the panels become brittle, allowing oxidation to fog them up. Research continues to support this connection. A 2024 analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that diets rich in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids were linked to a lower risk of cataract progression among older adults. Those who regularly consumed walnuts had improved macular pigment density and significantly lower inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein. This means better oxygen flow and healthier visual tissue. Here is the physiological link. Omega-3 fats modulate the balance between two key hormones, prostaglandins and leukotrienes. When inflammation is high, leukotrienes dominate, increasing oxidative stress. Omega-3 fats shift that balance toward anti-inflammatory prostaglandins, reducing free radical production at the lens surface. In addition to fatty acids, walnuts supply melatonin and ellagic acid, two powerful antioxidants that work directly inside the mitochondria of lens cells. This is crucial because the lens has no blood vessels. It relies on diffusion and local antioxidant recycling to stay healthy. Walnuts fortify that system from within. Practically speaking, a small handful of raw or lightly roasted walnuts each day, about 10 halves, is enough to maintain a steady supply of ALA. The fats in walnuts also slow carbohydrate absorption, keeping post-meal insulin levels stable. That alone helps reduce glycation stress, one of the biochemical processes responsible for lens hardening and cataract clouding. Let me give you a simple analogy. Picture your lens cells as small balloons filled with clean air. Omega-3 fats from walnuts strengthen the walls of those balloons, keeping them elastic and able to expand and contract with light exposure. Without enough of these fats, those walls weaken, stiffen, and eventually lose transparency. So when you add walnuts to your daily diet, you are not just snacking. You are restoring the flexibility and integrity of the very tissues that make clear vision possible. In the next section, we will explore another powerful nut, one that works through a different pathway altogether by supplying a trace mineral your eyes absolutely depend on for antioxidant recycling and protection against lens oxidation. Now let us turn to a nutrient that most people overlook, yet it plays a central role in protecting the eye's delicate tissues: selenium. And one of the richest natural sources of selenium is the Brazil nut. Here is what is really going on inside your body when you eat just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day. Selenium is an essential trace mineral that fuels the enzyme glutathione peroxidase, one of the body's master antioxidant systems. This enzyme acts as the internal cleaning crew, neutralizing hydrogen peroxide and other oxidants that accumulate inside cells. In the lens, that means preventing protein cross-linking and opacification, the very steps that cause cataracts to form. Think of glutathione peroxidase as a molecular firefighter. When oxidative sparks appear in the lens, it rushes in and extinguishes them before they burn the structure. Without enough selenium, those sparks multiply, damaging lens proteins, creating haze, and accelerating aging. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because selenium levels naturally decline with age, and modern soils are often depleted, meaning even a healthy diet can fall short. What the research shows is compelling. A 2024 study in Frontiers in Nutrition found that seniors with higher selenium status had a 40% lower risk of developing cataracts compared to those with deficiencies. The researchers linked this protection directly to the body's ability to recycle glutathione, the same antioxidant that keeps liver and lens tissues resilient. That connection highlights a simple but powerful truth. When your liver's detox systems are supported, your eyes benefit too. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Picture your lens as a clear lake. Throughout life, oxidative debris, tiny bits of waste, settle at the bottom. If there are enough cleanup crews, that sediment never builds up. But if those crews are underpowered, the water slowly turns cloudy. Selenium, through its activation of glutathione peroxidase, sends out more cleanup crews, keeping the water, your lens, clear and light reflective. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day provide roughly 100% of your selenium needs. More is not better here. Selenium is potent, and small, consistent amounts are ideal. Consuming them with a small amount of healthy fat, such as a few almonds or walnuts, enhances absorption and provides a synergistic nutrient effect. From a metabolic perspective, selenium also helps regulate thyroid hormones, which play a direct role in metabolism, cellular repair, and energy balance. When thyroid function improves, oxygen utilization in tissues like the lens becomes more efficient, lowering oxidative stress further. That means better energy, clearer vision, and improved cellular resilience throughout your body. If this is valuable so far, consider subscribing. I share evidence-based insights every day to help you strengthen your metabolism, protect your vision, and extend your health span naturally. In the next section, we will explore another remarkable nut, one that supports blood flow, nutrient delivery, and retinal oxygenation, adding a whole new layer of protection to your eyes. Now let us explore a nut that adds a completely different dimension of protection, the pistachio. While almonds, walnuts, and Brazil nuts guard your lens at the cellular and antioxidant level, pistachios defend your vision through improved blood flow, nutrient delivery, and pigment protection. Here is what is really going on inside your body when you eat them. Your eyes are among the most oxygen-demanding organs in your body. The retina, in particular, consumes oxygen at nearly the same rate as your brain. To maintain clear, sharp vision, the microvessels that feed your retina and lens must stay open, elastic, and free from inflammation. As we age, chronic metabolic stress, especially insulin resistance and endothelial dysfunction, reduces blood flow to these delicate vessels. When that happens, the lens and retina receive fewer nutrients and antioxidants, leaving them vulnerable to oxidative damage. Pistachios contain a potent blend of lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that act like internal sunglasses. They accumulate in the retina and lens, filtering harmful blue and ultraviolet light, preventing oxidative damage at the molecular level. These same pigments are what give pistachios their greenish hue, and inside your eyes, they protect your macula and lens from light-induced aging. Think of it like this. Imagine your eyes as a camera. The lens focuses light, and the sensor, your retina, captures it. Lutein and zeaxanthin are the built-in filters that keep the lens from overexposure and prevent the sensor from burning out. Without these pigments, too much light enters unchecked, damaging both the lens and the macula over time. A 2024 clinical trial published in Nutrients followed adults over 60 who consumed a daily serving of pistachios for 12 weeks. The results showed significant increases in serum lutein and zeaxanthin levels, improved retinal pigment density, and measurable enhancements in contrast sensitivity, meaning sharper, more vibrant vision. Those improvements also correlated with reduced oxidative stress markers and better endothelial function, suggesting improved blood vessel health throughout the body. Beyond their pigment protection, pistachios improve circulation. They are rich in arginine, an amino acid that helps produce nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and enhances oxygen and nutrient delivery to eye tissues. This effect supports the microcirculation critical for lens nourishment. When your endothelial cells receive enough nitric oxide, they stay flexible and resilient, preventing the restricted blood flow that accelerates eye aging. Let me explain this with a visual analogy. Think of your eye's microvessels as garden hoses feeding a fragile flower bed. Over time, debris builds up in those hoses, reducing flow. Pistachios act like a gentle internal flush, clearing the passageways and restoring smooth circulation, allowing your flowers, your retinal and lens cells, to thrive again. From a metabolic standpoint, pistachios also help reduce LDL oxidation and improve the ratio of HDL to LDL cholesterol, which is vital for vascular and eye health. Their combination of carotenoids, polyphenols, and plant sterols forms a comprehensive system that keeps the eye nourished and protected from both light and metabolic stress. A small handful, about 30 pistachios daily, is enough to maintain protective pigment levels and vascular flexibility. Pairing pistachios with other nuts multiplies the effect because the combination of vitamin E, selenium, and carotenoids creates a full spectrum defense for the eyes. So far, we have seen how almonds fight oxidation, walnuts restore membrane integrity, Brazil nuts rebuild antioxidant defenses, and pistachios enhance circulation and pigment protection. In the next section, we will connect these four together and explore how the timing of when you eat them can amplify their protective effects on your metabolism and vision. Now that you know what these four nuts do, let us talk about something most people overlook: timing. Because when you eat these foods can be just as important as what you eat. Here is what is really going on inside your body. Your metabolism operates in rhythms tied to your circadian clock. Hormones like insulin, cortisol, and melatonin fluctuate across the day, influencing how efficiently you absorb nutrients, manage blood sugar, and repair tissues such as the lens and retina. For seniors, these rhythms often shift with age. Nighttime melatonin may drop, morning cortisol may rise earlier, and insulin sensitivity tends to peak earlier in the day. That means the timing of antioxidant-rich and fat-containing foods like nuts can either support or disrupt your natural repair cycles. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Think of your metabolism as a factory that operates on day and night shifts. During the day, the machines are running at full speed, producing energy, managing sugar, and fueling movement. At night, those machines slow down, switching into repair and restoration mode. When you feed your body the right raw materials at the right time, both shifts run smoothly, and your cells perform at their best. But if the timing is off, waste accumulates and oxidation builds up. So how do we apply that principle to these four nuts? Here is the protocol backed by emerging nutritional research. In the morning, consume almonds and walnuts. The vitamin E and omega-3 fats in these nuts stabilize blood sugar and protect against oxidative stress triggered by daylight exposure. Eating them with breakfast supports steady energy release and prevents mid-morning glucose spikes that can promote lens glycation. This is also the time when cortisol is naturally higher, which increases fat metabolism and helps these nutrients integrate efficiently into your cell membranes. In the afternoon, enjoy pistachios. This is when your visual system is most exposed to blue light from screens and environmental glare. The lutein and zeaxanthin pigments in pistachios reach the bloodstream within hours, providing on-time protection for your retina and lens. The arginine content also boosts nitric oxide production during daylight hours, improving blood flow and oxygen delivery to the eye. In the evening, take 1 or 2 Brazil nuts. This timing supports overnight antioxidant recycling. As melatonin levels rise and your body shifts into repair mode, selenium activates glutathione peroxidase, helping to neutralize the oxidative byproducts accumulated through the day. That means your lens and liver both undergo deeper, cleaner recovery overnight. A 2024 study from the European Journal of Nutrition highlighted that nutrient absorption and antioxidant activity are significantly influenced by circadian timing. Subjects who consumed mixed nuts aligned with their natural metabolic rhythms had stronger improvements in plasma antioxidant capacity and lower markers of oxidative stress compared to those eating the same foods randomly throughout the day. From a practical standpoint, spacing these nuts also improves digestion and nutrient assimilation. Your body can only absorb and utilize a limited amount of certain micronutrients at once. Dividing them through the day avoids competition for absorption and maintains a steady protective effect. Here is another simple analogy. Imagine you are painting a wooden fence to protect it from the sun. One thick coat in the morning may not dry evenly, but several thin coats throughout the day build a stronger, longer-lasting shield. Your eyes respond the same way to a consistent, timed supply of protective nutrients. If this information resonates, consider subscribing. I share new evidence-based insights every day to help you optimize your metabolism, protect your eyes, and age with vitality. Now, let us bring everything together and see the full picture of how these 4 nuts, almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts, and pistachios, work synergistically to protect your eyes and support your overall metabolism. Here's what is really going on inside your body. Each nut targets a different but complementary pathway, and when combined, they create a network of protection that goes beyond any single nutrient. Almonds fight oxidative stress at the lens membrane level.